my mission here is not to establish a narrative. It's not to follow an agenda. It's to bring forth. Hang on. It's to bring forth the facts and let the facts speak for themselves, and that's what we've done here.
The gentleman in the back. Yes, sir.
Are you both prepared for federal prison?
No, we are not.
You may have forgotten Jacob Wohl existed, just as I did, but no, he is still here, and now he's been sentenced for his voter misinformation stunt in connection with the 2020 presidential election. And yeah, I feel some kind of way about the punishment he got. Welcome into TYT's Overruled. I'm your legal analyst, Adrienne Lawrence. Right-winger and public nuisance Jacob Wohl received a slap on the wrist for trying to influence at least 85,000 voters, who are vulnerable, mind you, in urban areas across the United States. Alongside his buddy, Jack Burkman, while the 24-year-old Wohl was sentenced to a mere 2 years probation, 12 hours of electronic monitoring for 6 months, and 500 hours of community service registering voters in the same marginalized communities that he sought to defraud. Per NBC News, Wohl and Burkman were charged with telecommunications fraud and bribery for alleged attempts to intimidate voters with false robocalls about mail-in voting. The robocalls, which officials said went to thousands of voters in several states ahead of the election, falsely claimed that mail-in voting would put voters into a database that would later be used to collect outstanding debt, track down warrants, or enforce mandatory vaccinations. Jacob Wohl has a history of concocting and poorly carrying out unsuccessful schemes to attack the opponents of former President Donald Trump. Now, this telecommunications fraud, it was the most recent stunt and possibly the most illegal one, even though the pair claimed otherwise. Wohl and Burkman identified themselves on the calls and admitted under oath that they created them, but denied they did anything illegal, insisting the calls were exercise of free speech rights and not designed to intimidate, threaten, or suppress voting. Well, it was neither free speech nor was it legal. It was fraud, and it was also racially motivated. Wohl targeted Black and brown communities in Ohio, Illinois, New York, California, Pennsylvania, and other states, looking to suppress their vote with misinformation about mail-in voting. His intention was to lie to those who are already marginalized voters who regularly face suppression tactics from the GOP. And for that, Wohl gets a mere 2 years of probation, an ankle monitor, and 500 hours of community service, hosting voter registration drives in the same communities he worked to disenfranchise. Yeah, like they really want his ass hanging around. Get out of here. I would not trust Wohl to register those voters. It's the equivalent of sending in a Trojan horse. Also, how is it that this insanely weak punishment was acceptable? Wohl was facing at least 28 years in prison. Yeah, the operatives Jacob Wohl and Jack Burkman each face 4 felony charges of bribing or intimidating voters and using a computer to commit a crime. Each charge carries up to 7 years in prison. Yeah, 28. How does one go from facing 28 years in prison to receiving community service and probation? It's kind of like they have some sort of privilege and the people that they harmed do not. But then again, those are just my thoughts. You let me know yours in the comments below. Hit that like and follow button, and thanks for watching.